Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to today talk about a character that got a lot of love with the most recent update, and that is Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider got a bit of a tweak to the way that his regeneration works, so instead of being based off damage dealt, it is now based off your base health, and it heals for like a crazy amount. So at rank 4 level 40, every hit that I do is healing for about 368. I've seen some gameplay videos of some 550 Ghost Riders, and every hit is just healing for under 500. So really strong, really powerful regeneration, and there are certain ways that you can play this character to really prolong the regeneration and have it active for I think about like 22 to 30 seconds in some scenarios, so you can have it active for a very long time. But even in some of the shorter bursty fights, there are certain ways you can play Ghost Rider to have it active for maybe like 15 to 20 seconds. So for the first few hits of the fight and combos, you can build up a couple of your judgments, and you can parry heavy attack and then activate the regeneration there, and that allows you for the rest of the fight to probably recover and sustain a lot of your health pool. I think Ghost Rider has a lot of potential with this new update to become one of the best champions for Alliance Quest in terms of having a champion that is going to be reliable and sustainable throughout map 5 and map 6. So I'm very interested to kind of explore a little bit more into Ghost Rider in Alliance Quest. I played him yesterday, in our first day 1 run of map 5, and he was so awesome. His regen is like so crazy, and we have some gameplay videos as well against the Realm of Legends Winter Soldier to actually showcase just how valuable his regeneration is now. So I want to talk as well a bit about, how you play Ghost Rider and some tips and tricks, because that's one of the things about Ghost Rider. While he is a really effective champion now, he is probably by far one of the most complicated characters to play. And if you go in and start playing Ghost Rider and you don't have any understanding of how his abilities work and how his judgments work together and can kind of build up, then you're going to have a very bad time, and it's just not going to be worth it. Like, if you want to use Ghost Rider, you need to spend the time learning exactly how his judgments work, which certain abilities and combos trigger what judgments, and how to weave them together for every single fight, because there's so much Ghost Rider can do. He literally has almost every piece of utility in the game, almost every piece, but you need to play him in a correct order depending on what you're trying to achieve in a certain fight. So anyway, let's talk about the judgment system and give you a little bit of an introduction to that. So basically, there are 6 judgments that Ghost Rider has when he is awakened. When he is unawakened, he only has access to 5 of them. So each judgment can only be applied once and last indefinitely. However, you can reset judgments by using Ghost Rider's level 3, so that's an interesting thing to bear in mind as well. So the duration of each judgment's secondary effect is increased by 75% for each judgment that has already been applied to the opponent. So basically, every time you use like another judgment, it is almost double the duration of the previous one. So as you can see, it ramps up in terms of the effectiveness that you can have on the judgments and in terms of their duration as well. So there's some very interesting stuff you can do. Anyway, let's start talking about the judgments. So let's talk about the ones that aren't related to special attacks. So 3 of them are related to special attacks and 3 of them are related to combos. So the first one is his awakened ability. Now with this update, before the update, I would have said Ghost Rider definitely needs to be awakened to be effective, because his regeneration was based on damage dealt instead of base health. However, having Ghost Rider awakened now is a really nice to have, but it isn't essential to getting a lot of effectiveness out of the character in terms of his ability to regen and survive. I would say before the patch, Ghost Rider really did rely on comboing in this judgment along with the regeneration one in order to get like a really nice chunk of health, and there are certain opportunities as well where that didn't quite pull off, because with a lot of the judgments, one of the things that you're going to find with Ghost Rider is they don't have a 100% chance to apply when you use them, and that's a very annoying little quirk about the character. When you're fighting villains, that the chance to apply any judgment increases by 20%, but when you're fighting heroes, then yeah, you have 20% less chance to apply, and the average judgment has about a 65 to 80% chance to apply based on its attack. So anyway, the first one is the attack buff, and that is based off a medium attack. So that's basically you have to finish a 5-hit combo with a medium, so do a medium, triple light medium, and that's how you get the attack buff there. And then the next one is finish a 5-hit combo with a light attack, and that has a 70% chance to proc, and that will inflict a bleed, dealing quite a bit of damage. It's about your attack over 3.5 seconds. However, you know, kind of weaving this in with other judgments, you can potentially make it longer. However, with the bleed, it isn't like super powerful. But one of the tactics that I do on a lot of short bursty fights is I'll kind of I'll do a parry, and then I'll do the medium triple light medium combo to get the attack judgment off, and then I'll do a medium and then quadruple light combo to get this bleed off. So yeah, that's pretty effective in short bursty fights. And toward the end of the video, we're going to do some gameplay showcases. We're actually, you know, showing to kind of narrate over some fights to tell you and practically explain, you know, how that works. So the next one is the heavy attack judgment, and that is basically the lifesteal one. So this has an 80% chance to apply, so against any villain characters that's going to be up to 100%, which is pretty good. But against any characters that are not marked as a villain, and you can see this via the character hashtags, then you know have a 1 in 5 chance for this to fail, and you need to do it again. But again, this is a little bit less demanding now that the lifesteal is now based off base health instead of attack. Because one of the problems again before the patch is that you would have kind of the fury buff active. Maybe you're fighting against a hero, you'd parry, you go for the lifesteal, and then it didn't happen, and then you need to parry again. And by the time that you landed that parry, you may have like landed that second parry and heavy attack. You may have completely wasted like half of your fury. So this is why I really like the change to Ghost Rider, because it makes him a lot more reliable in terms of his effectiveness in stealing health. So I like it a lot. But the heavy attack is basically how you trigger the regen for this character. And then you have Special Attack 1. So Special Attack 1 has a Fate Seal, which will nullify all buffs on the opponent for 5.3 seconds. You have the Special Attack 2, the Judgment of Anger, which will drain 18% of the power over 2 seconds. And remember, you know, the very important thing about all the judgments is they can increase significantly in duration if you already have applied other judgments to the character. And then the final one, Special Attack 3. So Special Attack 3 is basically your super judgment, but you also have, it will also reset the judgments at the end of it. So what Special Attack 3, it has a 100% chance to proc, so this one never fails, and it will inflict damnation upon the opponent through Penance Stare for 3.5 seconds. Again, this will be significantly increased based on the judgments that you've applied before. Deals a very little amount of damage, even with like the maximum judgments active, it doesn't deal much damage. But the important thing it does, 3 things you need to bear in mind, well, 4 things I guess, is it power locks the opponent, it heal blocks them, and it fate seals them. So some very powerful utility and very powerful stuff that you have there on the Special Attack 3. And then when that damnation buff ends, all judgments are removed and can be reapplied again. So that's basically like how you reset the opponent in a way. And the final thing that Ghost Rider has is a lack of blood provides full immunity to bleeding. So again, there is so much depth to Ghost Rider. There are so many different combos that you can do in different scenarios to achieve different things. Like, you know, if you want to achieve a really long Fate Seal on the special one, you could potentially do just kind of like chuck out all your other combos, the medium attack one, the light one, the heavy one, maybe go for the special 2 as well, and then you're going to get a really long Fate Seal on the special 1, and then by the time that ends, you could probably chain on the Special Attack 3 as well to get an even longer Fate Seal. So if there's ever an opponent that needs to be nullified for a very long amount of time, that's a possible way to play it. Again, kind of a similar circumstance with the power drain, you know, kind of using the Special Attack 1, the heavy attack, the light ending combo, the medium ending combo, and then the special 2. You can get, you know, pretty much 100% power drain over, what is it, like 10 seconds on the opponent. So that's an interesting way you can play the character as well if you ever need a long power drain. But with Ghost Rider, it's all about kind of just understanding the judgments available, how kind of they work and intertwine together. And yeah, being confident in every scenario and kind of knowing your opponent, knowing their weaknesses and what you can use against them. So ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to go into a couple of scenarios for some of the most commonly used combos for Ghost Rider. So I wanted to kind of start this off by showing you how you can recover from a beatdown on Ghost Rider. So we're going up against Realm of Legends Winter Soldier, and at the start we're going to take a lot of hits. We're going to take a lot of damage, because, you know, this is all about how to recover from a beatdown. So now we're at 25% health. We're gonna start to recover this. So we go in initially with the medium combo, but we've also got a level 2 active, so I fire that off because I don't really need the power drain here. Not too fussed about getting like a huge amount of damage. I'm in like full recovery mode right now. I just want to get that regeneration off as quickly as possible. You've seen already we've done 2 light combos, but haven't triggered the bleed yet. Again, another one. Just a very unlucky case of light combos there, but again, it's going to happen when you're playing the character, so I didn't want to leave it out. But we've had already 3 light combos that have failed, now 4 of them. So I'm getting a little bit impatient here in regards to using my heavy attack, but I want to, you know, get the most out of its duration. But finally, we managed to get the light attack bleed off, so we're going for the heavy attack. Again, a really, really long regen buff on us now, so this allows us to kind of start building up. And also, I'm kind of looking at my power bar. I see we're very close to a level 3, and after this, you know, I want to get into the next cycle of judgments as quickly as possible. Now, one of the interesting things to bear in mind, which I'm not using this team here, but a really, really effective team once you get very good at playing Ghost Rider for questing, is to use the power gain team, as that's going to allow you to cycle through your special attack judgments a lot quicker when you're questing, which can allow you to kind of get more damage output and regen and utility overall. But that's a very interesting synergy to bear in mind with Ghost Rider. So as you can see, over the duration of the first regen there, we managed to recover about 50% of our maximum health. Now, I think we could have played a little bit better. We could have played a little bit more aggressive there. We were dancing around the opponent just a little bit too much. But you can also see now that the damnation has expired, we're kind of getting back into the judgment routine here, just trying to get kind of all the judgments I possibly can off. We finally apply the fate seal, and we're back at that possible regen phase again. So we use the heavy attack, and yeah, that one managed to go a little bit smoother, a little bit quicker than the first time, but now a few hits. We're healing for 346 every hit, a really, really solid amount of regen. I think that's about 4% of Ghost Rider's maximum health for my rank 4 one. But yeah, again, once you get this guy to rank 550, if you ever decide to do that, it's going to be a little while for me before I take this guy up to rank 5, because getting Voodoo up is my priority to rank 4, kind of first and foremost before we bother juicing up the Ghost Rider. So that was just a bit of a demo of, you know, how practically you can kind of weave some of your judgments together to get a really, really long and effective regeneration. A couple of things that I want to bear in mind is that Winter Soldier is not classified as a villain in the game. So again, he's been a little bit harder to get some of the initial judgments on. When you're fighting villain characters, you'll find Ghost Rider is so much more easy and effective to play. Now, the second thing I want to mention is about Ghost Rider's kind of damage output in long fights. I think definitely Dr. Voodoo and Scarlet Witch are much more effective champions in terms of their overall damage output. That's one of the things that Ghost Rider, I don't believe, super benefits from. He just doesn't have kind of a great way to get a lot of damage or kind of match the damage of those. However, he really is quite good for short bursty fights, because there's a very nice combo that you can get off that we're going to now transition into. So this is the combo that I use for kind of all my questing, my arena, my duels, any fight that I wanted to get done quite quickly. So we go in and we initially want to start off with that medium ending combo, and then we parry, we go for a light combo. So that increases our damage, gives us a really, really nice burst of attack off the start, and then with that light combo to follow up right after, it's going to inflict the bleed. The bleed's going to be really, really strong, and it's going to carry through the rest of the fight, and then usually you can finish the fight with quite a nice level 2 there. And if the character is bleed immune, just do the combo the other way around, so the light ending combo first, and then the medium ending one to prolong the attack buff duration. It might have been a bit of a confusing video, but with Ghost Rider, there is a lot to process and a lot to practice. It's a really, really one of the most difficult champions to play and kind of fully master and understand. But once you have got a solid understanding of how Ghost Rider works and you can play him well, you are probably going to be quite the better player for it. So ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this video, hope you found it useful. If you did enjoy it, feel free to leave a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. Apart from that, thank you for watching, take care, and have have an absolutely fantastic day.